Texas, Clemson, that was I thought that was going to be an absolute dunking. And then Clemson fought back. And Cade Klubnik, tip of the cap to that dude. Like, just fought his tail off, made throw after throw, great throws down the field, kept playing, kept fighting, give him a chance. But in the end, like, it was the question we talked about in the preview. Can they slow down Texas's running game? Absolutely not.
No.
At all.
First, let's address the Cade Klubnik thing. Brent, I think he'll stay, and I think Cade Klubnik will be in the Heisman conversation next year. That's how good I think he is. Like,
statistically, this year he was kind of there.
Dude, what he did to Texas. Texas gave up 4 touchdown passes all year. He had 3, and he was dropping the deep ball in the bucket. He was making plays, and again, no run game to speak of. Maffa has been MIA. I think he's got the shoulder injury. I love Clemson's plan, and I love how they adjusted and they went RPOs, and he got the ball out, which was very, very successful. They went spread empty. He ran the football. They even went wide receiver at running back because to try
the
to
Randall kid. He looks like a running back too, by the way.
0 personnel, which means we're thinking pass. Now you bring him into the backfield and he runs the football. But man, oh man, the lack of physicality, like the lack of meeting the physical challenge of Texas. If I'm a Clemson fan, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed. Like, that's, again, no Bond. The playmakers on the outside still really they're not what Texas used to be, but the fact that they could get 2 backs over 100. Shoot, at the end of the game, they put in Gibson, number 9. I didn't even seen him all year, and he started, toting the rock. Like, just very, very, very frustrated with tackling an outside run game. We talked about it going into this game, Brent, and that's exactly what Texas did. They attacked the edges, and what did Clemson do in the second half? They did a little better job by moving some bigger guys out wide to take, to try to stop that. But corralling the football in Clemson's days, man, I just remember so much penetration and negative plays, and they don't have that on defense anymore.
No. And, like, from a Texas perspective, there was a stretch there of about 2 minutes where it was like, the right tackle and the running back got hurt on the same play, and then the interception and the center gets hurt on that one. I think the right tackle, he came back in for a minute, Williams, and then went out and
left again.
Left again. Wiesner didn't play the rest of the half, or played a little bit, but not really. The center didn't really play, but they saw him on the sideline. That's like, those are big deals moving forward. But it was gonna, I forget the exact score now, but that penalty on the blindside block when you could have had a pick six,
when Mickens had the pick six,
and you only get 3. That's just you can't pull upsets if you do those things.
Yeah, and he got the head across, but it was a blindside. But he didn't have a running start or anything like that. I thought it was kind of a bad call, honestly. I thought it was a pretty good block. It wasn't like it was a massive running head start and he depleted him. He hit him pretty hard, yes, but that's also the game of football. But no, you're right.
Made a late stop, and so Texas made the 4th down stop. Third and 4th down stop, not just because it was 3rd and goal from like the 2. Stop Klubnik on like a speed option where he kept it, and then they went tight.
But that's the game. That's the game for Clemson is, I'm not physical enough to run the football, and I'm not physical enough to stop the run. That's a bad combination, man. Like, that's the easiest thing for people to get up into and get into formations and do. Like, you got to at least, especially with their secondary, man, because Hampton came on as a freshman, and I thought Terrell was unbelievable. And that's what you end up doing, is just giving up run after run after run, and it's got to be frustrating if I'm a Clemson fan to watch me get beat like that physically, and to not being where I'm supposed to be, not corralling the football. Like, those are things that you can control.
The other part for Texas, we talked about weapons on the outside. Watching Gunner, like, the more they get the ball to Gunner Helm, the better their offense is, because, like, I remember standing beside that guy on the field at the SEC championship game. He is
a big boy,
enormous and athletic, catches the ball well. Like, he's by far their best receiving option. Golden had the big SEC championship game, but
Yeah.
there's still some inconsistencies there. But now they get to go to Arizona State or get to play Arizona State in the 4-5 matchup. And in terms of physical, they get to they get to deal with Scatterboo. That should be fun for them.
And both these squads are, basically built themselves on the running game the last part of the season. And they're like, that's what we are. That's who we are. That's what we're going to do. But it's interesting, man, because the seeding's like it is. I think we might be inclined for some more blowouts. That's what it does too, is the next round. I think it makes you, it makes that chance to be there. Cause how does Arizona State hang with Texas? I mean, immediate reaction, Scatterboo's going to have to be big, but that's what Texas is. Texas has girth and size and physicality. Like they don't have to commit a bunch of guys to the passing game. They play zone. They play. I mean, that's a tough, tall task for Arizona State. They're rested. Yep. They had an extra week. And listen, I think he's elite. Dillingham is really, really good, but that's a tough matchup going to play Texas because of the skill at every level of the defense, the tackling at every level of defense. Scatterboo lives in missed tackles and making those plays. Texas don't miss a lot of tackles, man. You watch them consistently, dude. The first guy gets them on the ground. I think they're the best tackling team I've seen in the country this year. That's how good they've been. And
I love the simplicity of their defense.
Not a lot to it.
No, it's not really. It's just, I'm going to be here and then just go be physical and play fast and see ball, get ball kind of stuff. It's not a lot of, like, you watch Notre Dame, Notre Dame is simple in a way because they play a lot of man, but the way they bring all kinds of different blitzes. Texas is like, hey, our 4 guys are going to get you. Occasionally we'll break somebody, but our 4 guys are going to get to you eventually.
And we're going to run you down at linebacker. I mean, yes. the speed at which they play at linebacker is, and the vision in which they play in the back end.
Hill made a great play early in the game where Clemson's trying to get something and had a 3rd and long, and he chased down Moffa, pushed Moffa out. That killed the drive where Clemson could have had some momentum. But it was quite evident early on that how Clemson was attacking Texas was not necessarily sustainable versus how Texas was winning and attacking Clemson.
Hey, the first drive, though, Clemson, you talk about coming out with a plan and being ready, dude. Like, they go 75 yards that first drive and get a touchdown, and you're like, wait a minute, against one of the best defenses in the country? Like, maybe the best defense in the country, and they made that look pretty dang easy, like throwing the football, having success. And then I wrote it down. Then it was punt, fumble, INT. Like, it was literally nothing for a long time because of that, because I think of the experience with Texas and their ability to adjust. It's a fun unit to watch. But Klubnik, man, I still think Texas. I think Clemson has their dude that can be elite of elite next year.
And all those receivers are coming back. Like
all of them,
2 freshmen, 1 sophomore, I think, or 3 freshmen, 1 sophomore. So it's just a matter of getting more physical and putting themselves in. By the way, they've already done it. I think I saw 1 or 2 maybe portal additions for Clemson. I don't know if you saw that. I mean, I can't remember the names, but
that's 1 or 2 more than they've had the last several years. That they've looked at people in the portal, like they're not unwilling to go to the portal, but they are unwilling to budge on what kind of people that they bring into their program. They offer like way less than every team in the country. Clemson's style is their style. They want a specific type of kid. And I mean, kudos to them because they've been successful and they're doing it their way. But there is gaps in recruiting, man, when people leave and stuff too now in this portal era. Like, it's going to happen. And I'm just telling you, it's not crazy, Brent. Like, there's going to be most of these classes of these big elite level, high level teams, like a Georgia, for example. Georgia's going to sign 20 plus people out of the portal. Like, probably going to sign 30 plus people out of the portal.
Because like that's just, that many are going to leave.
Correct. That is the way it is. Like, you're seeing guys that are going to go play for other teams. So you got to be able to do the same thing. So Clemson needs to look at that a little bit differently. Go out and get some guys. Listen, here's the deal with the portal. Y'all know what the deal with the portal is? Bottom line is people are getting paid out the yin-yang in the portal. Like, that's the way it works. Literally, you got backup guys getting $300,000. Like, just there's a lot of money being forked out, and it's just whether you want to do that or not. Not knowing the character of the person, not knowing why they're transferring, not having been around them. That's why I think Cignetti worked well with knowing all the James Madison kids. That's why Rhett Lashley worked well with SMU, knowing all the Miami kids. Like, unless you have intimate knowledge, it's really, really hard to make that a seamless, effortless, bring it on in, let's do this, and all go in the same direction.
It's like free agency in the NFL. You got to overpay.
Yeah.
Quite simple. I will say one shout out, I think, for the Clemson faithful, and it doesn't hurt that we personally know him, but their offensive line protected Klubnik really well in that game.
Especially considering they've been beat up to crap the whole year.
Yes.
Like, it's been a rotating cavalcade of guys up front, and finding healthy bodies has been hard. But I also think the system, Riley deserves a lot of credit. The system was really good in what they did. I mean, they did an unbelievable job.